Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the True Crime King has returned. Ladies and gentlemen, how we doing? The King is back, guys. True Crime King is back. What's up, guys? Welcome back to True Crime King, the best, the coolest reaction true crime channel out there. I said, if they say something else about me and they want the smoke, I'm gonna bring it to them. And next time, I'm not gonna stop. So we'll see. The ball's in their court now. Ladies and gentlemen, how we doing? The King is back with you. Morning, guys. True Crime King back. Where she is, dude. To have sexual relations with this creepy ass clown. This is gonna be a great video, or it's gonna be pretty crazy. So hit the like and subscribe button, buckle your seatbelts, and get ready. Let's go.
The Sarah Boone case. It's been really interesting to see how her and her lawyers, multiple lawyers, relationships have kind of...
What's up, guys? True Crime King back. Hope you liked that introduction video. Let me know in the comments if you did or not. You know, I'm trying to put something together for a little introduction. But anyway, we're going to be taking a look at the Sarah Boone case. The girl that put her boyfriend in the suitcase and filmed it and was drunk and and didn't remember she even freaking filmed basically murdering her boyfriend and leaving him in the suitcase, flipping the suitcase over, dragging it, kicking it, punching it, doing whatever she was doing. Her trial is coming up, and so we're going to be watching Real Lawyer Reacts, and I'm going to be reacting to Real Lawyer Reacts. So double reaction. And Sarah Boone, we're going to see the letter that she wrote to her lawyer. And, yeah, so here we go.
Progressed, and how those issues have caused a lot of delay in her case and potentially brought up some appellate issues. Well, we have another handwritten letter to Mr. Bankowitz, Sarah Boone's lawyer, and copied the judge, Judge Wooten, on the case with the issues she's having, the questions she's having. And we're going to go through that entire letter today and talk about what's legitimate, what's not, and what could potentially be an appellate issue. If you've enjoyed the coverage of this case, hit that like button and let me know. Make sure you subscribe, because if we get to 200,000 subscribers before this trial starts, I am going to go with the normal recaps and breaking down what's going on in that courtroom. So make sure you do all those things and comment below, because this is not live.
Jesus, man. Come on.
It is a premiere. We'll see if I can in its entirety.
All right, here's the letter. Look at this letter, man.
This is from January 10th, so it's been almost 2 weeks since she wrote this letter. The first time I saw it was just a day or two ago. So she is writing to Mr. Bankowitz. Hello. This is before her pretrial on January 17th, where we know she wasn't there. He wasn't there because he had COVID, and they did not meet. After the earlier pretrial where the judge said they had to meet, but he got COVID and they couldn't meet, and they have a new defense, even though they haven't met, which is very weird, and the trials continued to April. Hello and Happy New Year. I hope the holidays were lovely and very memorable for you and your family. I just wanted to check in, as I have not heard from you since the status hearing back on 12/27/22, and want to confirm you are still my attorney after your motion to withdraw was filed on 12/19. It is my understanding that you are, which is why I am writing to you directly, but also including Judge Wooten.
I will say she has pretty nice handwriting. I tell you that, it's better than mine. Mine's definitely, I got doctor's handwriting, you know.
For fear I do not receive a response like the last almost 5 months, 21 weeks, 147 days, it is very important to me that you are aware of my questions and concerns for the anticipated pretrial conference on 1/17/23. We don't even know if he received this letter prior. If you are unable to speak to me beforehand, which I am very much hoping you will be.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, she sent this letter on the 10th, and she's asking, it is very important to me to, you are aware of my questions and concern from the, 7 days away is when this pretrial hearing is coming up. Who knows if the lawyer actually received this and read the letter and then had time to, get everything ready and do whatever he had to do before, it's only 1 week, right?
Unfortunately, I am unsure what else to inquire about, as I am unaware of any other progress going on in my case. So she's saying, I have questions, but these are only questions I have based on what I know. And there's a ton I don't know about this case because you haven't kept me up to speed. In the meantime, please see below, and thank you in advance for the information and clarification. Number 1, pretrial conference Tuesday, 1/17/23. I would like to be in attendance. What time, please?
And I'm guessing this is just a public defender, because if this is actually like a paid good lawyer, he should be visiting the jail and coming in and keeping her up to date, right? I mean, only public defenders wait till the last second and do all that crap, at least with my experience with public defenders.
We know she wasn't there. I have not received a notice via mail or heard from you to ask, and no time was stated during the status hearing. Please make the necessary arrangements for me to be included. It is my right. I have a problem that she wasn't there. It is her right to be there. It's her case. Why wasn't she there? And if the judge is getting these letters, I don't know why the judge wouldn't make sure that she was there if the lawyer is obviously not doing that job. I don't care if he filed a waiver of appearance. She has made it clear in multiple letters, and she'll make it even clearer later in another paragraph, that she did not sign that waiver of appearance, and she does not consent to waiving her appearance. Which to me...
Yeah, I mean, no matter how evil of a person we think that she is, right? She's still entitled to be at her own, court hearings. As long as she's not being, obnoxious or disrupting the court in any way.
To me, is problematic that she's not there. All right, page 2.
Damn, long letter.
Paragraph 2. Waiver of appearance. Please mail or bring the appropriate documents for me to unwaive my appearance going forward to everything. And again, she wrote this before January 17th.
Yeah, she wrote this on January 10th, a week before.
I am able to be included on, so I am kept updated with any and all status of my case. It is my right. Please note, I have not signed any paperwork for you since the start of your representation. That's scary if he's filing notices like waiver of appearance. He is then waiving her rights for her without her agreeing to them.
Yeah, well, that's obviously not right? That's illegal.
As my attorney, so I am unclear how my right to appear was waived in the first place, nor have I verbally given permission for the waiver of either. Please provide the signed copy at your earliest convenience. Reason for withdrawal. It was not made known to me by you as my attorney or stated by the judge to the court during the status hearing.
And I saw another video, but Sarah, I mean, they're having a hard time finding people to, and experts to testify in this case because it's so well known and such a big case, and people just don't want to be involved with it, I mean, if I was a doctor, I don't know if I would want to be involved with this, especially if it's trying to defend Sarah in some way. I just don't think I would want to be involved in this.
Hearing. I was completely blindsided and still massively confused for the attempt, as our attorney-client relationship hasn't even been established from the 2 hours we have spoken, out of now 4,536 hours she meets, and the general information it was when we actually did. If you had genuine, legitimate concerns, I thought from a professional moralistic standpoint you would have discussed with me, or at least mentioned, rather than be uncommunicative for almost 6 months, an entire half of another year?
Yeah, that's a long freaking time to to not even hear from your own lawyer, right?
For me, just sitting here with nothing to show but the perpetual question mark still over my head. I would have hoped if you were unable to maintain your workload, which still presently includes me as your client, that's a good point by her, you would have not made the decision to take the case and even given me the selling points on all of your capabilities and resources. I buy it. A lot of lawyers, myself included, clients will have questions about our experience, our education, our results, what we think we can do, our capabilities. So he was selling her on his capabilities for 2 hours before deciding to take the case. And just a few months later, now his caseload's too heavy?
Yeah, I think that's a cop-out. I think something happened after he took the case. Maybe the public pressure got to him. Whatever it is, or maybe he's not getting paid what he thought he was going to get paid. I don't know. But something happened where at first he really wanted to take the case and represent Sarah, and now he is trying to get out of that.
I don't get that. Why? Please help me understand. We are supposed to be working together and for each other rather than against. It worries me futuristically. Also,
That's true too. I mean, they're supposed to be working together. I mean, this is her defense team. This guy is responsible as of now for, trying to save her life basically and keep her out of jail. Regardless of what I or any of you guys think about Sarah Boone, she still deserves, a lawyer that's going to try and do his best to represent her.
I have not to date received the copy of your withdrawal. Judge Wooten said I was included on when reading the certificate of service during the hearing. Please provide me a copy. Absolutely nothing she has said so far is unreasonable or problematic to me, regardless of any of our feelings about her interrogations or what she may or may not have done or how she may or may not have answered certain questions. Number 4, phone account. It was previously told to me by you in our one in-person meeting on 8/22/22 that you already had this set up and were having your assistant look into it so we could use. After not answering any of my calls, the few times I did make an attempt to touch base with you to provide requested information you asked me for, I stopped calling you, Mr. Bankowitz, and have not to date since September of 2022. I kept hoping you would call me or set up a visit, even for 15 minutes, which has not happened. Please help me understand why you gave me your personal cell phone number. Again, not making sense to me. I'm not understanding what this conflict is he has with his family and stuff like that. It didn't seem to be a workload conflict.
So he gave her his personal cell phone and not, I guess, the law firm or, the law firm's number, or the actual brick and mortar building where she could get a hold of somebody. I'm guessing that's what she's saying. So if he doesn't answer his cell phone, then really, there's nobody else that's going to be calling her back, as in if she called the actual place where he works at and maybe he's got an assistant, then maybe the assistant can call back. But the cell phone, yeah, I think that's what she's trying to say.
Also, to clarify for you, the judge, etc., I did not avidly search for the statements regarding your public reprimands in 2015 and 2018. She said, I just want to make sure everybody knows, I didn't go searching for these reprimands. In an attempt to speak with you, once I had no response to my letters or calls, when having someone, meaning someone else on her behalf, looked up Mr. Bankowitz for any contact alternative and to confirm your address from a letter I sent you that was returned and then resent, So she's trying to get a hold of him, trying to send letters. The address isn't working, so she asked somebody on the outside to take a look for her. The reprimands were then discovered. And for the same complaints as mine, lack of communication. So, does she know that? And is she trying to use that now, saying, I have this lawyer who constantly does this, ineffective assistance of counsel? Is she really just trying to put the pressure on him to get him to respond? I think there could be multiple uses for this letter that she's writing, and it's a pretty smart letter.
Well, yeah, I mean, and now there's something in writing that if the lawyer still doesn't respond, she can show this letter or the copies to the judge, and you know, now it's got, you know, weight, you know. Now the lawyer can't say, oh, well, I didn't know, or I didn't get the call, because now everything's in writing. It's got a date on it, you know. It's so I advise anybody to always put anything in writing if that's important like this, especially if you're going up against charges that Sarah's going up against.
Because if I'm Bankiewicz, I mean, obviously I'm hopefully never going to get in this situation, but first off, call clients back. Second off, if they mention your reprimands for doing the same thing, maybe it'll put more pressure on you to call them back. And if you still don't, I'm in appellate court. We're building a pretty decent case for ineffective assistance of counsel.
Yeah, and if you know, if you're the state, this is, you don't want this, because you know, if she could, if she does get convicted, she could you know, try and use this for you know, an argument for an appeal or all kinds of crap, you know.
And that, frankly, her constitutional right to counsel may have been violated just by the lack of communication in this case.
Yeah, see what I mean?
Case. During the status hearing, when I made this known, I was not clear in the end if you were going to actually set up again the phone account to be used, which any and all callers, inmates, must have established in order to speak to family, friends, attorneys, anyone. It is nothing new or extra from all the costs that were incurred that can be submitted for payment to the court as you have done in the past already. This is how attorneys communicate with their clients here in OCCD. Another opinion, in addition to the 45-minute video visits, 15-minute at-home visits, in-person visits, and of course the Postal Service. It would definitely make sense to use in avoidance of even more time being exhausted in the length between any visits in the future, which will only help the progress of everything. Will you be utilizing? Final page here. Actually, 2 more pages.
Damn, 2 more pages. She's getting it all out there, right?
5, discovery/case materials. In the status hearing, you stated you have 2 boxes of information that are out of order and unorganized. Have you organized and reviewed? How long have they been in your possession? When will we be going over them? All very fair questions, and he better organize them and read through them. That is literally his job. He's getting paid for that. He signed up for this to be appointed in these cases.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, who knows how long have them boxes been sitting there and not organized, right? I'd be pissed if, I just hope this is a public defender and not, you know, she's not paying this guy, or I'd be really mad, you know.
So she's not asking too much. I wish you could hear some of the things my clients ask me for, right? And we do it. We order things. We order records, medical records, bills. We look through them. We fight if the bills are wrong with the medical providers. We talk to them if they've screwed up and put the wrong person's name in a medical record. You have to review these things as a lawyer. That's a big part of our job, reviewing documents and finding out what's in them, what's good, what's bad, what's wrong, what's ugly. It is extremely concerning that this is all you have. It has been said that there were 3, 5, 6, 8 ton from some of the other attorneys prior on my case. And I do feel bad for her in this situation. And this is why we have this channel. People don't understand what their rights are. And attorneys are telling her things, and she doesn't know who to believe. Is it 2 boxes? Is it 6 boxes? I've had 2 officers of the court that were supposed to represent my interests that are telling me different things. Is she difficult? Maybe. Is she annoying? Maybe. Is she lying? Maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, she's got to be at this point, right? Like, if your lawyer's not calling you back and you're just sitting in a cell for 6 months and you haven't heard anything, you have to start getting aggressive, right? You have to start. Who cares if people don't like you, right? It's about you. This is your life on the line, right? I mean, I do the same thing. If I'm trying to make a doctor's appointment or uh, whatever it is, and somebody's not answering or calling me back, then I have to start getting more aggressive, or just start calling them more, or do whatever you got to do to get them to do their job. Some people just don't want to do their freaking jobs that they're getting paid to do, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, in no way am I defending uh, Sarah. I think, in my opinion, she did a horrible thing, and I think she deserves to pay the price. I've seen the cell phone footage. It's pretty bad. I've done another video on it that has the cell phone footage and all of that. If you want to go watch that. But all I'm saying is, if you're somebody's lawyer and you're getting paid to do this job, you don't just not talk to them for over 6 months and not do anything, right? I mean, he's getting money.
But if it's true, I do feel bad for her and anyone in this situation that just is getting lost in our judicial system, and people.
Yeah, it's not just her; it's anybody that has to go through something like this, right?
Don't seem to care about them when it is your job as a criminal defense. Now, every one of you out there that didn't decide to be a criminal defense attorney, and this is not your job, you didn't swear an oath, you're not an officer of the court. I understand if you feel differently.
Yeah, but you could apply this to anything, just like I did. Like, when you're trying to make an appointment with somebody, doctor, anybody, and, they don't call you back or whatever, then you have to start ratcheting up the pressure a little bit. You ever heard the expression, the squeaky wheel gets the grease? Right? I mean, that's the truth.
But if you are a criminal defense attorney accepting court-appointed cases, and you get appointed this case, it is literally your duty and job to make sure this doesn't happen. Which is it, and what is there? Fair question. 3 years later, I'm still wondering. I have also put in numerous hours, pages, pen ink of my own information, which I'm praying is either in one of the boxes you currently have. Please let me know.
He probably has no idea where that is, right? I mean, if everything else wasn't organized, why would he know where that piece of paper is, right? Sounds like this lawyer is not that good, or really just doesn't want to do anything with this case, and is just distancing himself from it.
The aided amount, I can't read that word, of even more time to locate, receive, review anything missing from everyone receiving before then withdrawing will most definitely be extremes. That was kind of a weird sense. I think she means like, I need to know, because it's going through all these different.
As that, I think it's added amount of even more time to locate. Yeah, the added.
Different lawyers, people telling me different things. I need to know what you have. I don't know what you have. I also could assist in organizing what you do have, considering it's all part of my case. She's right. A lot of times criminal defendants help a lot with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all Sarah has is time on her hands, right? So if I was in jail, I'd be like, give me all my documents. I got plenty of time. I'm sitting in this freaking jail cell. Let me help in my own case, right?
I am eagerly waiting and more than willing to help with this and everything else. I just need to see what there is, which I have not yet 3 years later. Number 6, the prosecutor. Is there a new one on my case? I noticed his attendance during the 3 status hearing attempts and came to the conclusion that there is. Since you have not communicated with me, this is new information, nor any announcement made with the court. I do not know. If so, what is his name? What is his background? Fair question. Who are we going up against? What's their background? What's their experience? Have you ever had a case against them? Are they...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is a fair question. I mean, again, using me as an example, I would want to know who the prosecutor is and what type of personality they have. Are they aggressive? Are they not? You know, everything about them, right? So you can try and come up with some kind of plan to defend yourself against this guy or girl, right?
Are they going to be aggressive if I take the stand in cross-examination?
See.
Or are they a little easier? This all goes to trial strategy. She's more than entitled to this information. Mr. Bankowitz, you must understand how insignificant I have been made to feel with the never-ending debacles, hurdles, and stumbling blocks I have and am going through and still facing since becoming incarcerated. No one seems to listen ever. I refuse, absolutely refuse to believe this, my entire experience to date, really is how our justice system operates. I refuse because, as said to you, Judge Wooten, now we'll get to the last page. We are almost done here. Court, everyone else in the status hearing, and to anyone who truly cares, my reason is hope, never ending, no matter what, hope. This being the entire reason I am even here for my incarceration.
But real quick, if this letter doesn't kick the lawyer in the ass or kick the judge in the ass and make them start doing something about Sarah's case, then there's something really wrong here, right?
Nothing is impossible with God, and I await my day to say my truth inside of everything. Please don't give up. I have not and will not ever. I await your response, as always, Mr. Bankowitz. Thank you sincerely, Sarah Boone.
Well, the problem Sarah's going to have is she doesn't even remember taking those videos. And those videos that are on her cell phone, they prove everything. I mean, she's going to have a tough time explaining that and explaining all the bruises that were on his body, explaining how the suitcase kept getting flipped over, explaining how she just goes upstairs with her boyfriend still in the suitcase and then falls asleep. I mean, and calling him names while he's in the suitcase, begging to get out. I mean, she's got a long road ahead of her, I'll tell you that.
So this is not the way our justice system is supposed to work. I don't care if it's a public defender or court-appointed lawyer. You guys have...
Yeah, everybody's supposed to get, a fair shake at justice, right?
Have heard public defenders on this channel. You've seen public defenders on other channels.
All right, so yeah, it is a public defender. That's why. I mean, I'm sure this guy's got some other cases, but he knows this is the most high-profile case he's probably ever going to work on, right? And he knows what he should be doing. I think he just doesn't want to be involved. That's my opinion. I want to know what you guys think.
I've told you what public defenders say. I've worked with public defenders against them and helped them with stuff. Some of my buddies that are public defenders. And this is not how it's supposed to be, and they would agree with that. If you're overworked to the fact that you can't talk to a client whose trial's coming up for 6 months, that's just not possible.
But I will say, I've had experience with public defenders. Like when I was 18, I got a citation for drinking in, I think, on the beach. So drinking in public or something, and I had a public defender, and my public defender didn't talk to me once until I got to the courtroom, and they talked to me for, I think, 2 minutes right before I went up to the stand, right? So I know that public defenders a lot of times don't really care. They'll just tell you they have other cases, but this is a totally different animal. He should have been way on top of this. It's super high profile case. He knows the nation's watching. maybe this public defender is just scared, frankly. Maybe he's never had this type of pressure put on him before, and that's why he's asking to withdraw from the case. But I don't know. That was Sarah Boone's letter, and that was my reaction to the letter. I want to know what you guys think. I know it's been a couple days since I made a video, but I'm coming back. And you know what it is, guys. Until next time, True Crime King, out.